What if I told you that one of pop music's most beloved and untouchable icons may have been hiding a life-altering secret for decades? A secret so personal, so controversial, that it could rewrite the history of not only her career, but her entire public image. We're talking about Janet Jackson, the youngest member of the legendary Jackson family, an artist who redefined pop, broke records, and became a global symbol of power, independence, and artistry. But buried beneath the fame, the tours, and the platinum records, lies a rumor that simply refuses to die. A rumor about a child, a secret baby, born during her short-lived marriage to R&B singer James DeBarge back in the mid-'80s. For decades, whispers have followed them like a shadow, suggesting that Janet gave birth in secret and then either put the baby up for adoption or hid her away from the public eye entirely. Now here's where it gets even more intriguing. James DeBarge himself has hinted, again and again, that this rumor isn't just gossip, but that there's truth to it. In recent interviews, he said things that have left fans shocked and skeptics raising their eyebrows. And now, he claims something big is coming. In his own words, James says what's about to be revealed will end it all at once. An upcoming documentary promises never-before-heard confessions, untold details, and, if James is to be believed, the final chapter in one of pop culture's most persistent mysteries. Is there really a daughter out there? Was Janet Jackson forced to hide a pregnancy at the height of her early fame? And if so, why keep it a secret for nearly 40 years? Some say it was the pressure of the Jackson family name. Some believe it was the strict control of her early career. Others think it was simply Janet's choice and hers alone. But now, with James DeBarge teasing a bombshell revelation, fans and the media are bracing themselves for what could be the most explosive music industry confession in decades. One thing's for sure, when the truth finally comes out, it won't just shake the Jackson legacy. It could completely change how we see one of the greatest performers of our time. So, is the world ready for the truth about Janet Jackson's alleged secret baby? Or will this remain one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. It was 1984. Janet Jackson was just 18 years old, standing at the edge of superstardom. The Jackson family name was already legendary, but behind the fame was a strict, almost suffocating household ruled by patriarch Joe Jackson. His expectations were relentless, his control over his children nearly absolute. In the middle of that pressure cooker, Janet found something intoxicating freedom, and it came in the form of a young, smooth-voiced R&B singer named James DeBarge. The DeBarges were music royalty in their own right, and James had a charm that was both gentle and rebellious, everything Janet wasn't allowed to be. The two secretly eloped, running off to get married in a move that shocked even those closest to them. It wasn't just a love story, it was an act of defiance, a way for Janet to break free from the iron grip of her father's rules. But that fairy tale burned fast and bright. James was battling his own demons, substance abuse that spiraled quickly out of control. Friends recall how Janet, still a teenager herself, suddenly found herself playing the role of caretaker to a husband whose addictions were consuming him. She was trying to keep her marriage alive while also protecting her own career, all under the glare of a media spotlight that was just starting to focus on her. Within a year, the marriage collapsed, ending in annulment. But it left behind a shadow, a mystery that would follow both Janet and James for decades. During that whirlwind year together, did they have a child the world never knew about? The whispers of a hidden pregnancy began almost immediately after their split. Rumors swirled through the music industry, backstage corridors, and fan circles. Some insiders claimed Janet had quietly stepped out of the spotlight for a period in the mid-'80s, and that her absence wasn't just about recharging her career, it was about hiding a pregnancy. The alleged child, according to these whispers, was supposedly given to a relative to raise, or possibly adopted out entirely. James DeBarge himself would later fuel these rumors with cryptic interviews, hinting that something monumental had happened between them, something the world had never been told. The secrecy, combined with the Jackson family's notoriously tight control over their public image, only made the speculation more intense. And as the years passed, the story evolved from quiet gossip to a persistent mystery that fans and tabloids couldn't let go of. For decades, the alleged daughter's identity was a mystery until one woman's story started gaining traction. Tiffany White, a woman from Philadelphia, came forward claiming she was the secret child of Janet Jackson and James DeBarge. Her claim sent shockwaves through fans and media alike. Tiffany insisted that she had been told all her life she was adopted, and as she grew older, she began to believe she was connected to one of music's most famous families. She even underwent a DNA test with James DeBarge, which he claimed supported her story, though conflicting reports left many questioning the truth. Photos comparing Tiffany's features to Janet's circulated online, fueling debates over uncanny similarities. Some saw it as undeniable proof, others dismissed it as coincidence. The more Tiffany spoke publicly, the more the mystery deepened, blurring the line between truth, misunderstanding, and the possibility of an elaborate hoax. James DeBarge's side of the story only added fuel to the fire. Over the years, he gave multiple interviews claiming that Janet had indeed given birth in secret during their short-lived marriage. According to James, he began hearing whispers from people close to Janet that she was pregnant, and then suddenly, she vanished from public view for a period of time. He alleged that the baby was taken away, possibly raised by a relative or placed for adoption, and that Janet never spoke of it again. In one particularly emotional interview, James confessed that the uncertainty had haunted him for decades. He described sleepless nights wondering where his child was and how she had grown up, convinced that somewhere out there was a young woman who had no idea she was part of the Jackson legacy. These revelations reignited public speculation every time they surfaced, keeping the rumor alive for nearly 4 decades. But it's not just James who has kept the rumor alive. Several members of the DeBarge family have spoken out over the years, each adding their own piece to the puzzle. James's sister Bunny claims she saw Janet visibly pregnant during that time and noticed how Janet was suddenly pulled away from the public eye, only to return with no baby in sight. His daughter Christina has openly expressed her belief that she has a secret sister somewhere out there, someone connected to Janet and James. Even James's brother, Daryl DeBarge, gave interviews hinting that the child existed and that the family knew more than they let on. This chorus of voices from inside the family gave the rumors a credibility few others could match. But it also raised questions: why would so many family members risk speaking out unless there was some truth to it? And more importantly, if the child was real, why has Janet's camp been so determined to keep it hidden? Then there's Janet Jackson herself, the woman at the center of the storm. Throughout the years, she has consistently denied the existence of any secret child. In her 2022 documentary, Janet addressed the rumors head-on, calling them painful and untrue. She explained that the earliest whispers of pregnancy started back in 1984 while filming Fame. According to Janet, her weight gain at the time was linked to starting birth control pills, which caused fluid retention and increased appetite, not pregnancy. She dismantled the wild speculation piece by piece, even addressing theories that she secretly gave the child to her sister Rebby, or that nieces Brandy or Savannah were actually her daughters. Janet insisted she would never keep a child from its father, calling such ideas not right. Yet despite her denials, many fans and insiders feel there's something left unsaid, a carefully managed image shaped by a family famous for controlling their narrative. Was Janet protecting herself, her career, or someone else? The silence only adds to the mystery, leaving the world wondering what really happened behind closed doors.